Hey guys, this is Luthais and welcome back. We're on day 2 and like you guys saw with the first episode, we died with 0 points on the first try, and so far on the second try we've gathered 270 points. And it is my personal goal to hit at least 1,000 points in the second challenge, and yes, see how it goes. So first on the list is Orca Dam. Okay, we're gonna rack up the points right here. And yes, using that zoom to check everything around us, using the crouch run so that the mutant doesn't detect us. Remember guys, if you run, they can detect you with sound. But if you crouch, run or walk, they can only detect you by sight. Very, very important. You can see a gun has been dropped there, so the area has already been looted. And yeah, let's rack up these points while we can. Not a great idea mealing a mutant on the bridge. But yes, everyone's first person, so we don't really have to fear that third person scoping. Getting out 10 mutant kills really quickly here. And I just love using a .22 Wastelander or MK2 pistol to kill the mutants. I always use the .22 caliber guns to get rid of mutants real quickly. So we got through the bridge with the nuclear storm and ran right into the C8. Really have to put that on my list, because I either find a lot of the ammo and never the gun, or I find the gun and none of the ammo. It's funny how the game works in life sometimes, you know. Always the last place you look. And yes, really went to the extremes here, but I have to show you guys that the risk versus reward on the 2 towers at the bridge is not worth it, guys. And I'm showing you a quick way to get down these towers. If you're ever in trouble, you can go into the water if people are shooting at you. But I'm just going to show you the second bridge as well and take a risk, you know. I feel we need some excitement here. Don't know where the heck the people are, but in any case. And yes, we don't really have to think about this anymore, guys. You know, I've got the 10 mutant kills. So yes, things are going good. And you guys thought I crafted this nail paddle for nothing, eh? That's all ping and a bit of heat detection, guys. And here we're going to take the risk, okay? I've done this many times, but while recording, yeah, it's a bit freaky. I really thought I was going to make my name RC if I died. But yes, this is the jump, guys. Perfect landing, and then straight into the water. And remember, that is only when people are shooting at you and you don't want to climb down. Okay? So we went to the satellites up above. And I really wanted the spider mutant kill. But yeah, it was too late. Somebody was there already. So we're going to head straight down to Clyde Hill. See if we can find some action there. Everything seemed fairly quiet. I was really starting to wonder where the people are. But it gave me some time to loot. And yes, get this nice water pump that you can fill up your water canteens as well. So yes, just making sure we cover the normal survival elements. And yes, I thought someone was in this house because yeah, I saw an open door, but it doesn't have a door, guys. But boy, am I glad. Okay, remember, guys, the house without the door. The house without the door in Clyde Hill. You can sometimes hit the jackpot. Yes, thank you, guys. M40, 250 points in the bag. 250 points in the bag. So we've got the M40 now. Getting serious real quick. And in Clyde Hill, there's one military little unit. And yes, that is where I found the DDMK-18. Must say it was quite a good run because most of the houses were looted. So yes, as you guys can see, if you really know where the spawn points are, you can do quick scans, because normally people aren't willing to loot every single little corner, especially on a full server. So yes, playing the game more and more will just save you more and more time. Because as you learn where all the spawn points are, the more you will be familiar with the game. And I promise you, the more you will start to enjoy it. Because it won't be feeling like a running simulator anymore. And you'll be wasting very little time. I mean, when I spawn in the southwest, it's basically Sultan Cave, Radiation Zone, big cave next to the Radiation Zone, and then straight to the checkpoints. I can do that most of the time in about 20 minutes to half an hour, and I'm right into the action. And I can get fully geared right there. So yes, we're trying to make it as realistic as possible, so we can only log out where we could realistically. Okay, so we logged out inside the house, took a little nap. And yes, the reason I say realistically is because we closed the doors so we can hear someone coming in. And the big thing here is that we don't want to log out in an area where people can freely roam. Okay, the only place you can really log out if you want to for the day, okay, so you're done playing for the day, is the Brightmoor bunker and the bunker in the north. Okay, that's where you can safely log out, because realistically you can camp the bunker, and anyone that comes in, you've got the drop on them. Okay, so it's your bunker for that one time. But please, guys, don't log in and log out. Okay, you're just gonna spoil it for yourself. Get 2 cool guns in the bunker, you know, and just get out of there. So yes, of course I love full service at night. Just adds a bit more tension. And yes, you can always use the dark areas to hide your activity. Okay, so it doesn't matter who's around me, they're still going to really need to get in a good shot if I can get into the shadows. Even that freaking D almost gave me a heart attack. But we're pushing it, guys. We're really pushing it this time. Doing all the checkpoints. And of course the main checkpoint on your way to Hayward from Brightmoor is our first stop. Scoped the place out nicely with my sniper rifle, and then the weather came in, which made it so much easier for me. And then of course our radiation was building up to where it was starting to bother me, and right above the main checkpoint you'll find this bunker, which normally has mushrooms in it. Sometimes you're going to get unlucky, but it should normally have a healing mushroom or an anti-rad mushroom inside it. And of course it can protect you from cold or radiation, and you can get into the action really quickly because it's really close to the checkpoint. But just remember, if there's any other experienced players in the area, they can use it as well. And now we're at the top checkpoint. If you go up the hill from the main checkpoint, we need to rack up those 250 points. And we've basically gone through the... Yeah, we've gone over the mountain, and we need to get our bear kill in there. I think the bear kill is 100 points, but I've only got a 0.22. There we are, boys. We've got the bear kill. And what I normally do here is I go through the main cave and then straight to the radiation zone. So as you can see, covering the main cave here. And I heard some shots outside. With these caves, I never know. Sometimes it feels like the guy with the light has got the advantage. So yes, for all you major PvPers out there, just tell me, in the cave, would you rather not put your light on, or would you rather be the guy, you know, shining the torch into the other guy's face? I know, you know, at first glance, it's probably the guy without the torch on that has the advantage. But I mean, if you guys are running, if someone's going to run into you, you know, do you want to have the light on or not? Well, I tried to hunt them down, but couldn't move too quickly. And I never like running when I feel players are close to me, because it just gives my position away too easily. And the shots are sounding really close to my left hand side, but I just, for the life of me, I couldn't spot them. I circled this checkpoint again. There must have been a winner out of the two there, but I just couldn't get the victim. As you can see, I'm still circling the checkpoint using the potassium. And then, yes, as soon as my radiation builds up, using the anti-rad mushrooms. So now I don't need to worry about the radiation storm, and I can just focus on trying to find the victor from this situation. Now this is quite risky, moving this slowly, guys, but you must remember, not everyone can sustain a radiation storm. So yeah, traffic is going to be a bit less, and if anyone's in this area, you'll probably be in cover, and the house is of course one option. So we have to try and be as quiet as possible. Remember, I always tell you guys, focus on the sounds. So didn't find the guy, came back through the cave, and we're going to do the radiation zone. Always just make sure nobody is in the area. Take your time and just give it 30 seconds or so to make sure that if anyone was in the tent or in the yellow tents, you know, that they just give them time to loot, to get done looting. Again, I hear shots, and this is the perfect situation which I talked about with the hazmat suit. Now Mike, I think it's Mike, one of my subscribers, said that if you put the just a mask on of the hazmat suit with the potassium and the anti-rads, you know, it's going to help you a heck of a lot. So I also thought that. I thought the weight was going to be an issue. So I think just the mask and yeah, the mushrooms would do a complete job. But again, I had to get out of the area. My radiation was climbing too quickly, so I had to wait for the radiation to disappear. And what I'm going to do now is run in when it gets to 2%. As you see there, it builds up immediately. So that's a good tactic to, when you're waiting for your radiation to go down, just run back in when it's at about 2%. And yes, if you guys think this radiation zone isn't cool, guess again, boys. Ka-ching, ka-ching. 250 points. Thank you very much. We've already gathered the Dictator and the M40, guys. That's 500 points. And I'm not even in the north side of the map yet. So yes, never underestimate the Sultan Cave, the radiation zone, and the big cave above that. Okay? And a landmine. I'm pushing it to the max. You guys can see I'm on 100% radiation. But you never know what you're going to miss. Okay? So always try and push it to the max. So, the next challenge is to kill someone with a grenade or a landmine. With a grenade, of course, I have to make the trap. But with a landmine, I can just place it. So I thought to myself, it's not really camping, it's tactical. So I'm going to place the landmine and see if somebody comes into the radiation zone and kills himself. And yes, there's a lot of instances where you can use a grenade trap or landmine, but I must say, placing it in an area like this and hoping for someone, to come along, isn't a good strategy. And yes, you're not going to be successful very often. And I'm glad they fixed the traps, because in the past you could put traps below that little below this green floor so that you actually hide the trap. So I'm very happy that you can't put the traps inside the tent anymore, because that was a bit OP. And yes, guys, there's the other 250 points. Okay, I can't pick it up, but I told in the challenge, it clearly states that you must find a unique melee weapon. Okay, so there's the other 250 points, 750 points, guys. Clyde Hill and 500 points in the radiation zone. Okay, and I mean, you can even find a M40 in the Sultan Cave. Okay, so priceless. And I'm completing the objective of the checkpoints. I think the 3 checkpoints is another 250 points. So yes, together with the last video and now, we're sitting at above 1,000 points. We're at 1,270 points probably, with all the mutant kills. So yes, heading to that 2,000 marker. Now, I've really got a bunch of great ideas. And you guys have given me some good ideas as well, but I'm really going to play around with this challenge and try and make it as practical as possible, and make it as fun as possible for every single skill level, from beginner, right through to the professionals. This is as professional as you probably get. Being a first-person server, making sure the server is full, and then of course having hardcore challenges like this. I won't say it's the most advanced challenge, but I mean, together we can definitely fine-tune it. As you guys know, I'm not the most avid PvPer in the world, so if all you PvP pros, wants to give your 2 cents there and tell me which challenges should be in the most hardcore Miscreated challenge, just let me know. Give me a few ideas, guys, and we're going to fine tune it and yeah, see if a few Twitch streamers can do it as well. So yes, I wanted to make a cool base here because that was also part of the challenge. And I'm on a downhill. I've got the parts, but I don't see that my weight is on 39 kilograms. So as soon as it's crafted and you can't hold more weight, it rolls down the hill, guys. And I must say that box really took off. Couldn't find it, and I just thought to myself, brew, we are at the northern bunker. Okay? If we get through this, Hayward and all the other challenges are going to be a breeze. Except for killing people while they're driving and stuff like that. But, yes, it's going to be a breeze, and I just thought, let's go for it. It was already very late. My ping was quite high. But, yes, let's see what happens. Light is off. Up. What do we see there? Now, I'm a bit, yeah, I'm happy here because I realized you can see I'm moving a bit back, so I'm using the shading of the cave where he's in the open. So I'm hoping he makes the mistake of trying to take me on head, you know, because I've got the clear advantage here. And yes, quite a quick shot that, but if you guys are wondering if he could have reacted quicker, just remember that maybe he couldn't see me clearly. Okay, so always remember that when you're in a one-on-one situation, try and use your circumstances and your area to your advantage. Yes, and you are the PvE element of the game is really coming on well. The cold is really dangerous, so I just wish they could buff the radiation and the nuclear winter storms so that it can be a bigger danger than the blizzards. But yes, there's another 250 points, guys, because he's definitely geared. Okay, he's got the military clothing and he's got an AK. Okay, so yes, all 4 weapon slots are full and he's got the standard gear. Now guys, remember, I've done this before. If you run into a blizzard in this zone, take cover right here. Do not run and try and get the underground bunker or the, you know, the little safe zones. Don't run out of the zone, guys. I know it's dangerous, but stay in the zone. And yes, I was just thinking I left my dictator here, and yeah, took a bit of a risk, but yep, can't leave that dictator behind. Now guys, I'm not making excuses. I could have logged out here. Yes, other people in the house was downloading virtual poker and my ping was probably at about 1000 plus, and I did want to log out, but I thought of the realism and I thought to myself, this is a hot zone. There you see someone coming. I could have logged out here and I could have placed a landmine outside the truck. And at the end of the day I panicked. I even held my breath when he was in close proximity, so he probably heard me. But yes, this guy owned me. I've got no excuses. Never mind the ping. I sat here like a little girl and I deserved to be ended like this. Yes guys, that's just fair and square. Click that bell button and subscribe if you're new. See you next time.